Back out. Dude,
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Sarge. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be diving in a game of Plunder, and I'm just going to explain my process or thought process on running a Plunder game. This is going to be more tactical gameplay, not your typical drop in, sweat, and try to collect as many kills as you can. So not a high kill game, but the thought process on how I usually approach players. Especially in a game like Plunder where people can just drop back in with their loadouts and they're already ready to go. You have to kind of take things from a different angle compared to Battle Royale. Battle Royale, as the way I interpret the player base, more players are a little bit more careful, obviously. There's higher stakes. And so going into buildings is usually a big thing for BR, but on Plunder a lot of people like to be out in the open, so dropping on Superstore on top of the rooftop is like the first thing. So try to take out as many targets as I possibly can. You'll notice I drop on the edges of Superstore, not in the center, because you don't want to be in the middle of everyone shooting, and that way you have an escape route just in case you can't take on the heat. If there's a lot more players than usual, you can just drop. Catch this guy going up. Kind of heard him running in that area. Sound is a huge thing, especially when you're inside of Superstore. You want to be able to hear footprints or footsteps and take advantage of that. So in BR it's a completely different environment. Players, at least really good ones, usually would find a spot and then they just listen for key movements and then move in on top of that or capitalize on it. What I'm doing here is trying to get money extracted so that I'm not on the map like a red dot. You see that? The red circle there means someone has a lot of money on them, and so you get exposed. So trying to keep myself off the mini-map as much as, or possibly as I can. I am running overkill with my build with Kar98 and Mac 10, and so anyone with a monitor can see me or popping a UAV. So to limit that, I want to try to get as much money out as possible. So we're going to stay in stealth mode. Try to pick off any players coming in. Knowing spawns is also a big thing in Plunder. I heard the guy parachuting behind me, so now I have two people, one in front of me, one behind, so I gotta be very careful on how I want to do this. Using cover to my advantage is a huge thing. Head glitching, making sure just my head is peeked over corners and not exposing my whole body is another big advantage. Heard that guy running next to me, and I think he thought I ran out, but was able to catch him off guard. I hear that I'm getting sniped, try to figure out where it's from. Sometimes it's from hotel, sometimes it's from these buildings that I'm peeking right now. See this guy, try to take a different angle, able to down him. That's a key thing for sniping. You want to be able to not just sit in one spot for too long. Keep the enemy guessing at all times. See his buddy. I'm able to down his buddy as well. He's trying to get to the rescue. I'm able to finish him off. Clean, simple, easy. I still kind of have a feeling there's someone at hotel, so I don't want to keep my full body exposed. I'm going to peek there. I see him. It's a very common spot for snipers to be able to pick off people at Superstore who are just running around. So it's kind of you learn where most of the hot spots are in Plunder. Next thing is, again, like I mentioned was before, is knowing the spawns. So you want to know exactly where people usually spawn, and that is typically at airport, and they like to parachute in from that side all the way into Superstore. See a guy land there. Now what determines where you spawn in this area is based on where you die. That guy's just picking me off. He has the advantage over me, so I don't want to challenge that. I'm just going to drop low, and now I'm in his blind spot. Being indoors isn't as scary as it is in BR because there aren't a lot of people inside. Like I mentioned before, in Plunder, a lot of people like to be out and about. They're trying to run around, grab kills, so being out in the open is usually the typical Plunder match. But if you are indoors, it's always scary because of people, you know, hiding in corners. There are these guys back at their rooftop trying to pick off players. I'm able to pick them off. Don't want to spend too much time on them. I want to try to deal with any ground threats as much as possible. There we go. This guy came in on me and was able to down him. trying to use the sound to my advantage. I hear footsteps. Try to grab that. I can't grab the cluster. There we go. Trying to make as very minimum sound as I can, but obviously walking like this, they can also hear that too. So I think he's on the steps. Don't see anybody. Just waiting for somebody to move. I hear nobody, so he's probably standing still. There he is behind me. I thought I saw it behind me.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I think I saw him behind me. Yeah. No. Here comes people spawning in. So yeah, depending on where you die is going to determine where you spawn. So if you die at Superstore, you're going to spawn somewhere near Airport and Storage Town. But if you die at Storage Town, you're going to spawn on top of Superstore. So that's something you have to be aware of at times. Some people can't just drop straight on you while you're at Superstore. And these are the two biggest spots in Plunder. So you're going to find the highest density of players either at Superstore or Storage Town. Alright, at this point I've kind of cleared out the entire area of Superstore, so I'm just kind of looking for fights that I can take from a distance because I am using the Kar98. By the way, Kar98 it's just amazing to use the sniper again. Just feels really good. Trying to grab this guy. He's down. Eventually you'll notice that there's players that keep dropping in the same area. You can tell by the model of their skin. I heard that guy crawling up. I think that was the guy I initially was trying to look for. He decided to come out of his hole. Overtime kicks in. We are playing Blood Money, by the way, so these games tend to go a lot faster than your typical Plunder game. Trying to see if I can pick off some crazy shots from a distance. There's that guy coming back in again. Some people don't, I guess, if you're being killed trying to jump in the same spot, normally you would want to relocate into a different area. At least for me, if I get killed by the same guy twice, I'll drop low early and then try to take the fight from a different angle. You don't want to keep going to the same spot and getting picked off by the same guy and just keep feeding kills. That's usually a big thing, so it's always the idea is to keep your enemy guessing. So whether you're sniping or whether you're taking, you know, regular gunfights, you always want to try to find different angles, different elevations. Especially in VR, that's huge. It's something I'm still working on, is to find like really good spots to either mount up on or to climb on that are unconventional, you know, not the norm, to try to take fights from an angle that the enemy does not expect it. So I am still just camping out at Superstore. I could move over to Storage Town.
Mark the target.
But again, I'm taking this a little bit more tactical than just kind of guns blazing. So I always got to be aware of my 6 too, because some players can approach the back. I see the car right there who's driving inside. Now he's inside of the Superstore. I'm gonna see if I can
Enemy soldier incoming.
get to him.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Trying to listen for footsteps. Take it slow. Make sure I'm not making too much noise. I hear someone behind me. Dropped in, parachuted. That's someone else, I believe. There we go. Oh, miss that throw. Pop my Deddy. I heard footsteps there. I thought, yep, there we go. Stun. I like to run stun grenades instead of the monitor. Most people like to use monitor. Tag this guy. That's one. Now I got to deal with the other guy. I hear him running up above, I believe. Gonna try to see if I can meet him. Where he's going. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Normally in a BR game I would check those corners, but I'm a little bit more daring here. I can hear him running around. It's outside. There you go. Alright, that wasn't the original guy I was chasing, so I'll deal with him later. I gotta find the guy that... that I originally was chasing. Yeah, he seemed to run back. I believe he ran backwards. That's something you don't really tend to run into. Unless the player is, like, extremely confident. There we go. Heard him below. And now here's the other guy. This is the guy I was originally was trying to chase. So I'm gonna use sound to, there you go. Trying to use sound to keep my line of sight. And line of sight is basically blocking yourself from any sort of attack. So I didn't want to expose myself, so I was using the building as sort of like a block I could just move around and use for cover. Here's that guy again. I think he's given up and he's gonna just drop at airport. I'm still gonna pressure him though from a distance. Don't want to give him any breaks. And yeah, that's it. That's a quick game of Blood Money Plunder, but a flawless game. So I didn't take any losses there or any deaths. So that is just a little bit of an insight from myself. So hope you guys enjoyed that. This is like a first on my channel. Let me know in the comments what else you would like to see, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.